Hello, Oakfield Elementary. Please stand for the pledge. Our pledger for today is a first grade student, Renee Hall. Take it away, Renee.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Renee. I love your red, white, and blue today. What a great way to start our virtual learning day today. Thanks for sharing your spirit, Renee. You are a ray of sunshine. Today is Monday, April 20th, 2020. It is our 18th day of virtual learning today. Our joke of the day is, why didn't the teddy bear eat dessert? Ready for the answer? Because he was stuffed. All right, good joke to get us started for today. Celebrating birthdays, we have no birthdays today, but a birthday shout out to Mrs. Primo, our fourth grade teacher. Yesterday was her birthday, so happy belated birthday, Mrs. Primo, and I hope you enjoyed your Sunday birthday celebration. Welcome back to our guest teachers who are in managing virtual learning again this week. I hope you had a chance last week to look at my announcement on Friday about the when, then, or the first, then strategy. When you do your reading, then you can go play outside for a little bit. It's all about having those choices, but also getting done the work that we need to. So when you do your math lesson for the day, then you can have a treat or a snack to celebrate. So don't forget about that strategy. It is definitely beneficial. All right, we do not have a special guest today for our video, but instead, I was at school yesterday and I want you to see what I was up to.
Hey, Oakfield Elementary kids. I am just in my office on Sunday getting a few things ready for the week, and I'm missing all of you and thinking about you. So I thought, hey, why don't I take a tour of the school as our Monday video? So I thought I'm going to walk around and just show you that although our school building is closed, all of your things are still here, and we're just going to be doing school from home for the rest of the year. And then you'll get a chance to come back in and get your things when school's all done. So let's go take a tour. Come on. Okay, I'm in the hallway. I'm in the 5th grade hallway. I'm going to flip my camera around so you can take a look. Okay, so 5th grade, here's your hallway. Here's Mrs. Primo's bulletin board, still here. There's Mrs. Primo's classroom, still up and decorated because our school year's not over. Here's Mr. Rickards. All right, circling back around to Mr. Shep's room. All the 5th grade names are still up because it's still a learning zone. And here to Mrs. Larson's classroom. I like her Bitmoji in her window. And Mrs. Morell's room. Great progress ahead. Keep it up. All right, our learning zone. Our school theme, hard work ahead with our construction. Here's our wall of fame that is up. You might see your picture up there. And the funny teacher Bitmojis that we made. And our Brewer shirts that we're definitely going to use for next year for our Oak Pride. Here's Mrs. Schmidt's room. This crew is ready. And although you're doing virtual school, you are still in Mrs. Schmidt's classroom if your name is up there. And there's her door. And here's the decorations for Mrs. Schmidt. All right, we're going to go down the 2nd grade hallway. where your projects of Who Am I are hanging. And Mrs. Lindsley's class is coming up. And heading down to Mrs. Borick's room. I always love the growth mindset. And over to Mrs. Borick's learning zone. And the second grade happenings. Oops, some Dr. Seuss stuff still hanging. Nice. And Mrs. Burgum's bulletin board, the tools to use on your road to success this school year. And here is Mrs. O'Malley's door area. Here's our book madness. Remember when we read all those books and we had to vote? It was kind of like our March Madness, but for books. We have to find out who that winner was. I will have to talk to Mrs. Harrison about that. And now I'm in the music hallway, the building blocks of music. Don't forget about the mileage club with Mrs. Albert. I bet you could be running at home and letting Mrs. Albert know how far you're going. She would love to hear from you. We're coming up to Mrs. Liebelt's area. In our school, we are a team. We respect each other, we take risks, we learn from our mistakes, we try our best, we dream big, we celebrate each other's successes. Love it? Keep that in mind, boys and girls. I'm heading up the music hallway. Construct a song. Heading over to Miss Belanger's area. Music under construction. You can see the gates down in the gym. I'll try and catch that on the... All right, I'm coming up to the 4K artist study that they did. Sometimes it's hard to read the signs and videotape. And heading over here to, 4K. Their lockers are still here, their cubbies. And they had some robot shapes, it looks like they were making in 4K that are hanging up still. All right, heading over to Miss Molly's area. Kids at work, the art zone. Back over to some 4K, heading into kindergarten. There's Mrs. Karras's construction crew and Mrs. Karras's area. Your lockers are all still here with your names on them. They're just really nice and clean right now because Mr. Fink and Mrs. Schaefer have been working hard on keeping everything clean. Here's the Seuss-tacular landscapes that it looks like our kindergartners made. Remember, we celebrated Dr. Seuss March 2nd, so we still have a lot of that stuff up. What I Love About Myself poster, and then Mrs. Colleen's construction crew. You can see all of our playground equipment is still here. Everything's outside, good to go. Coming back around, we still have some snow globes up here from Mrs. Colleen's class. All right, let's head down to first grade. All right, first grade has some of their writing stories hanging up here. Koalas and dogs, and snakes and lions and holidays, and the bald eagle. Here's Mrs. Ilke's group. Still hanging out on the door, hard at work. And here's some more first grade stories. The turtles, the kittens, the dinosaurs, cows, dogs, the ocean, birds. Oh, look, I guess Mrs. Zilke and Mrs. Harrison are at school. I didn't even realize it. Keep going down. 10 things I am grateful for board. And here's some more books. Some more dogs, sharks, cats, people. Nice. And your lockers are still here as well. All right. Try not to go too fast here. And now here's Mrs. Zilke's. Dig into first grade. And some more books. Basketball, rhinos, soccer, bats, sharks, cats and dogs. You guys know lots about cats and dogs. Chickens. Nice. And then Mrs. Pino's classroom. Oh, they're closed for their classroom, but learning is happening at home. Some more tools for success. Be kind to others. Participate. Have a positive attitude. You don't have to raise your hand as much, I bet, but continue setting your goals. And amazing adjectives about me. And lots of great word choice in third grade. All right, let's head into the library. All right, we're in the library outside of Mrs. Burgum's area on the road to building good character. And we'll head over to Mrs. Seeger's room. Speech and language therapy gives you the tools for success. And there's Mrs. Seeger's room. You're going to notice our library looks a little different because we're getting ready for trunk pickup next week. So we have lots of bins getting organized. Let's go check out Lake Ogle. All right, Lake Ogle is still here. The fish are doing well. They're staying fed by Mr. Wessel or Mr. Ogle if he stops in. You can see our library, our couches, and Mr. Ogle's desk. Hopefully this reminds you if you have books at home to find them and make sure you get them back. And then here's Mrs. Deneen's room, building math minds. And here's Mrs. Albert's sign, physical education, hearts, minds, and bodies under construction. And then all these kids that got selected for the Student of the Week. Stop and believe in yourself. We're under construction, but we're at work. All these great choices of kids doing what their expected behaviors are. And don't forget, I value physical education today because of the challenge, the health, and joy, social, and self-expression. Jess. All right, I am back in my office. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the school. I wanted you to see that our school is just like you left it when you left on March 13th. When you left school on March 13th, we had no idea that you wouldn't be coming back for the school year. And it makes all of us sad. It makes me sad, it makes you sad, and it makes your teacher sad too. And it's okay to be in the yellow zone and the red zone and be sad and be angry and be frustrated. But then we have to take a breath and we have to remember that we are safer at home until the scientists, the medical professionals can fully understand the coronavirus and how to keep us healthy so we can get back to school next year. So it's hard, it's not easy, but we are all in this together. And we so miss all of you, and I want you to know we're thinking of each and every one of you every single day. Although your teachers may not be in their classrooms teaching, they're at home teaching you Monday through Friday. They're there to answer emails. They're sending you Google Hangout invites. They are correcting your papers. They're sending your parents emails. And they are always available. If you want to talk to them, if your parents want to talk to them, email them, and they'll make sure that that happens. But our school is just like Oakfield Elementary was when you left, and we plan to keep it that way until our last day of school in June. Until then, we have a lot of learning left to do, so I need you to do your job of being students and being learners. And although we're going to have sad times, we're going to have frustrating times, we need to remember that we're safer at home, and that's the most important. And get back to that green zone and use those belly breaths. I miss all of you so much, and I can't wait to welcome you back. If it's at the end of the school year to pick up your supplies or later on, it's just going to feel so fabulous when we are all back together. Until then, we're just going to keep doing the best that we can. I care about each and every one of you, and I want you to know I miss you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the tour of the school. As I said, I'd be making some announcements today, and I'm sure you've probably heard already. It is true, our school building is closed for the year, and it is making all of us very sad. We want to be back learning with you. I want to see your smiling faces, give you high fives and hugs, but that's not what we can do right now because of the coronavirus. So we have to make the best of the situation, and we have to be Oak strong, and that is tough. It's tough to be strong in hard times like this. But I ask that you continue to reach out to your teachers for help. Mrs. Burgum is willing to help you. I'm here to help you. We're all going to get through this together. And boy, next school year is just going to be awesome. We are going to be so excited to be back together. We're already planning our school theme, and it's going to be very bright and colorful, and you're going to love it. So we just have to get through these hard struggles right now, knowing that there's a rainbow ahead of this storm. So a little hint for our school theme next year. So please know that we're thinking of you, and I hope you enjoyed our video today. All right, our shout out for today. I am doing a shout out, and our shout out is to Mrs. Steinke. She is one of our administrative assistants at the elementary, but you may not know she also manages our district Facebook page and our Instagram page, and she does a phenomenal job bragging about all the great things happening in our school district. So if you don't belong to Facebook yet, I highly encourage it because it's a great way to see all the things happening at a district level, elementary, middle, and high school. On Friday night, we had an event called Be the Light, and we had all the lights turned on to the stadium, and it was a really touching event. Mrs. Steinke went and she created a video to honor that day. I've attached it to this announcement, so I hope you get a chance to take a look at it. So thank you to Mrs. Steinke and all of your work behind the scenes. We so appreciate you. In Oak Pride updates, we are starting another week of Virtual Spirit Week. And our special staff have created a day for you. So today is Music Monday, and Miss Belanger and Mrs. Moore are challenging you to sing along to the song Hakuna Matata. There's a link here from the YouTube video, and they're asking you to record about 30 seconds of it or send in a picture of your family or you or your brothers or sisters chiming into that song. That is from The Lion King, and it's definitely very uplifting. And if you didn't know, Hakuna Matata means don't worry. So think about that as we're moving ahead with our safer at home. Don't worry, because we'll all be back together soon. And a couple shout outs to parents. First of all, we are continuing with trunk pickup, and that will be next Monday from 10:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Please see the attached letter for details on that. And then tomorrow I will send a checklist of all the items we're going to need back from your child or your children so that the teachers can look through the materials and activities they've been working on. Also, there are yearbook orders are due coming up April 27th. So I have the information on this email, as well as the Art to Remember project that Miss Molly has put together. There's information in this email about that as well. And then finally, if there's anything that your family needs, please reach out to me and let me know. If you could use help with food, let me know, and I will do everything I can to get your family some additional food support. If there's other ways that we can support you socially, emotionally as well, please let me know. Again, this is a very challenging time, and it's a time that we have never experienced or were prepared to deal with. But I want you to know that the Oakfield community is an amazing community to be a part of, and there are so many people willing to help in any way that they can. And I'm more than happy to facilitate that and guide you to get resources you may need. And please remember, I know it's being said a lot, but it truly is happening in Oakfield. We are all in this together. We are Oakfield strong, and we are going to get through these times. The school year is going to look different. We didn't expect it to be this way, but we need to be healthy, we need to be safe, and we need to be safer at home right now. So with that, we're all going to take a breath and we're going to keep working through this every single day. So do your best to have a magnificent Monday, everyone. I care about you and I'm here for you anytime. Thanks.